Welcome back to 3 with NGK. We have the lovely...
I'm Nicole, guys.
I'm Grace. What's up? What's up?
Karina. And...
Kinetic.
The lovely guest, Kinetic.
Hey.
Not so lovely.
Family and friend. I've known this guy for years on end.
Oh, yeah.
I mean... It's a love-hate relationship, but, you know, we're family.
No, it's all hate.
It's all hate?
It's all hate.
Alright,
What do you
Starting
do?
with the pettiness already.
Yeah.
What does Kinetic do? Tell the viewers.
Kinetic is a serial entrepreneur,
Hey.
past promoter, pivoted now, Black Wine Society, Black Scotch Society, Reminisce Society.
Did you just say Black Wine Society and Black Scotch Society?
Yeah, that's the pivot.
Okay.
We gotta talk.
Event marketing, product placement, and a lifestyle brand.
Sweet.
Okay.
So for Black
So
people.
you're just dabbling into everything.
I like that. I like that.
Absolutely love it.
COVID has disenfranchised us
Got
as
it.
an entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, we decided to pivot and start to do festivals. So we're planning for 2022.
I love it.
Sweet.
That's amazing.
So that's how it
I
works right
absolutely
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to that.
now. Cheers to
Alright,
that,
let's
guys.
do it.
Welcome,
Yeah, we can
welcome
make
to the
that.
pod.
Welcome to the
Thanks
pod.
for joining us, for
kill 'em.
sure.
Thank you for coming in.
Okay, so happy belated Valentine's Day.
Hey.
Yes.
Did you guys do anything? Or
Absolutely
anything?
not.
No?
I didn't do anything.
No one's in love?
It was a good friend. It was my business partner's birthday, so
Okay.
at least it was her birthday and she got me roses. Shout out Monique, yo, love you.
Hey, girls
Oh,
should love
wow.
themselves.
She came to the office on her the day before her birthday to drop me roses, and I haven't gotten her birthday yet.
Aww.
She's so sweet. So shout out Monique.
There's
Yeah.
like a new thing called Galentine's Day. I mean,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
what
know
girls
girls are
should think. That's what I'm
single.
saying. Girls should love
Yeah.
themselves. Exactly.
Girls can do
Yeah.
it for it, yeah.
I'm not huge on Valentine's, but it could only be because my personal relationships, the men were not huge in it. But they didn't also not take good care of me for me to feel terrible during that time, if it makes sense. It was more like I just accepted that's not their thing. So I just like succumbed, but it didn't affect me. But I wonder...
because every day was Valentine's Day.
And not even
Every day should be a
but the relationship was just so much more than that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I want to be a Valentine's girl, but like they just didn't care for it, and I accepted it. How
No,
about you guys?
I hate that whole cop out about every day is Valentine's Day. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're living your regular life. You're doing what you have to do. You're not romantic and all
Exactly.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like every other holiday, celebrate everything, you know?
Yes.
Like, life's so
I
short. Why
agree.
not celebrate everything?
And
I
make it extra
And
special
make it
on that
extra
day.
special.
So I did nothing. You did nothing. You did nothing. Kinetic.
got some flowers and
I did something.
Hey!
Not like that. Not like that.
Oh, I got excited for you.
So we were actually a girlfriend of mine was single, and we were single, and we just, you know what? We said let's go kick it. So we just dated ourselves, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just got some dinner and some wine and listened to some podcasts.
And that's on a friend vibe?
Yeah, just a friend vibe, just straight friend vibe.
Yo, my
Oh,
guy
that's
friends.
sweet.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. And you guys got dinner and stuff.
Yeah,
It
we
was
did
vibe.
dinner, quick dinner, and just hung out. It was just
cool.
a straight platonic friendship, like, you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
But I was like, yo, you know what? Let's get together. And she's like, yeah, let's get together. And
That's
we just cooked.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I
Yeah.
love that. I should have
Me
called
too.
you.
I know.
Like I should have called you.
Yeah.
But you think about it, right? It's like, sure, there's a romantic connotation that goes with Valentine's Day, but why does it have to stop there?
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Yeah. It's just lovely.
You know, you just love your friends, like you love your people,
Yeah,
I
right?
agree.
Yes.
So that's what it was. It was like, instead of, she had recently kind of gotten out of something, and it was like, you know what? I know she was feeling it, so it was just like, yo, man, let's get together, let's hang out, let's cook some dinner, and have a vibe.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
It's
Why
so
not?
funny
Okay.
because your nephew does not like celebrating Valentine's Day any holiday. He's probably gonna hate me for saying this,
Putting
but
the nephew
like,
on blast.
we're not going to talk
we're
about
not going
that.
there. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're not going
He's on
there.
blast.
We're not going there.
Kinetic, you don't have a comment on that, eh?
Okay, so we'll just go into
Yeah.
our next topic. We're gonna touch on relationships again. You know, that's what we like to
Always.
talk about.
I like to talk
You
about
know, we learned from
Buckle up.
these episodes. Yeah. But we just want to know, have us women dug our own grave? Like, us being, like, the way how things are now, everybody's single and everybody's, like, men hate women, women hate men. Like, it's just, like, we can't find, like, a perfect medium. I think everybody's looking for a perfect person and they can't find it. Or are we asking for too much these days?
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? Karina knows me. She knows I think different. So
Okay.
mine won't be the typical answer for the average Joe.
Okay.
Right? This is just a different perspective totally.
Talk about it.
You see, we have to kind of rewind, right? And this might be going a little deeper than what you wanted to, but it has to build a foundation to get to where we need to be, right?
Talk about it.
And what it comes down to is this, is that society, government society, has advanced women to a point that you are now beyond your man. Ooh. Okay? You're breadwinners now. You're entrepreneurs. You are leaders. You've always been holding down the black family and black man. We all know about the welfare state. So it's like, you know what, they've disenfranchised the black man from their family, or if we're talking about black people in total.
Sure.
So what has happened is that because, like, if they have you in your household and they've made it impossible for black men to kind of, unless they're entrepreneurs, to move ahead. We're just talking on a general basis.
Yeah.
What has happened is that they've given women education programs systematically. This is systematic racism, systematic disenfranchisement of the black man. So they've advanced black women.
Okay.
Right? They've put you in a place for sort of a role reversal now. So what it comes down to is now, if they're not providing black men jobs or giving them opportunities, or not giving them credit to start their own businesses and things of that nature, what naturally happens is that role reversal. And if they don't allow you in the household, because if, like, just say a woman is on welfare, he's not allowed to be in the house, then what will happen is that eventually, if he's not being the provider he's supposed to be, and he's not bringing in the money or being the breadwinner, she's gonna look at him as a teenager or a boy.
Jeez.
Right?
That's deep. I had this discussion with somebody recently. Yeah,
Right.
keep going.
And that's what happens is that, you know what, if he's not being that breadwinner, no fault necessarily him, and you know what, of course they put video games out there and stuff, and they're all playing video games, not looking for jobs because they finally give up. At the end of the day, what happens is she starts looking at him and emasculates him in her mind. And now you're not a man anymore. He doesn't see it that way, so he leaves the household. Right? So now women are the breadwinners. That role reversal has now happened officially. You're the fastest growing, black women are the fastest growing entrepreneurs. They're making more money than men, or black men in total. And so what's happened now, it's not, women haven't, they haven't set themselves out there or set themselves up for failure. It's the system has set us up for failure systematically. And when you are the breadwinner and you emasculate your man in your mind, you can't be with that man. You can't respect him.
It's true.
That's
And then
true.
right,
It's true.
and then it gets into those arguments that I got my own house, my own car, my own money,
Shit.
right?
Yeah.
I don't need a man. And eventually, what happens is he says, "Okay, you're right." So then he leaves. And goes finds a woman that needs a man.
would, like, need a
So
man.
the only time that it happens, and again, the only time it happens is when a woman starts going down that path. I got my own house, my own car, my own thing. I don't need a man. When you get into the argument and you emasculate your
dangerous
man,
path.
that is when you lose. So
Yeah.
that's the
I
only
agree.
time you have, when you get to that point of when you disrespect and emasculate him in your mind, and then you start putting it in his face that you're more successful,
Yes.
and don't allow your man to be a man, then yes, that's when you.
So are you saying like high value women will have a harder time finding men just because of that reason?
Well, okay. Well, let's just put it this way: 7-1 women to men right now, right, in the world. Then let's start adding
7-1?
Yeah.
Wow.
Backside.
right.
That's wild. I mean, come on. Are you surprised?
It's actually
Women are
more,
angry.
Yeah,
but
no.
it gets worse. But wait, it gets
But when
worse.
you say it like 7-1,
Yeah.
and then
It's
like half of
wild.
them are
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Yeah.
sex.
But it gets worse. So if you think about it now you have preferences. So every time you add a preference, I want him 6 feet tall.
Oh, gosh.
You're competing with 2 other women. He has to have 5 figures or 6 figures. You're competing with another 2-3 women.
Yeah.
You know what? He has to be, this look or whatever.
Dark
Has a
skin.
beard or dark skin.
Yeah.
You start
Beard.
competing. So you're already at a 7-1 ratio.
Yeah.
And every
You're building on that.
right now you're now
Yeah.
competing. So when you add preferences versus the ratio, the preference to the ratio, and then you add now competition, where it's all right. She's seeing him. I want to take him. Right. And now competition, and then you also add, you know what, girl kissers, as I call them. Right.
Girl kisses?
Yeah, girl kissers. right? Other girl kissers, girls that kiss girls,
Oh.
right?
Lesbians?
Pretty much.
See, not necessarily. No, but it's not. It's not because bisexuals, or it's just girls that date other girls, right? Yeah, right.
Per se, like
Right. That's why I say girl kissers, right? It's not necessarily lesbians. It
doesn't give a title.
Everything encompasses the idea of LGBT community and idea, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Girl kissers.
Yeah.
So then you add that. So it's like now you take away the aspect of, all right, I don't need a man. And then you put in the, okay, I'm going to seek relationships with another woman, right? Or companionship with another woman.
Yeah.
And then you get, the older we get, the more comfortable we get. And then you have expectations and you have, I guess, your preferences, expectations, and then, obviously comfort in other people. And now throw in COVID on top of it. Whereas now we're known to be isolated. Now, like this is a rarity, right? People are now isolated. We're used to being alone.
Yeah.
So women are now at I wouldn't say they've set themselves apart or they put themselves in a losing position, but now they are at a total disadvantage.
Yeah.
With this last element of like think about it. How do you go on Tinder? You go on going back to Valentine's, right?
Yeah.
How many people felt isolated? How many people probably joined Tinder or POF or whatever it may be, whatever.
Plenty of
Bumble?
Fish is still going on.
Yeah.
They still have the app.
Yeah, of course. It's popping.
Right?
I think. I don't know.
So, so you guys are at a disadvantage. So have you necessarily like put yourself in a losing situation? No. Has the system done it? Yes. Are you at a disadvantage? Yes. And then is there a lot of competition, a lot more competition, especially being a quality woman?
Yeah.
Definitely, because then you have your expectations. And then you have to manage those expectations.
So
we're
Kinetic,
gonna compromise.
what I want to know here now, right? Like we talked about the ratio, we're looking at 7-1. Now, when we have a high value man, right? A man that has something to offer, a man who is attractive. We know that probably all 7 of those women want that man, right?
But your competition level is higher. To correct you, it's 7-1 to start.
Okay.
Now that he's a high value man,
we're at building.
You're now adding to
How
that
big we at
ratio.
now?
Well, it depends. Again, it's whether he's 6 feet tall, whether he's bearded, not bearded, whether he's clean cut, whether he's 7 inches or more, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All depends on what it is.
So
every time you have a preference.
Yeah.
Right. Just say we do with the 3 minimums.
Yeah.
Normally they want 5'11", 6 feet tall.
Yep.
Right. And you want a guy that at least has 5 figures, at least.
Yep.
Right? And then you
5 figures.
I know, like, what's 5 figures?
I was just gonna say.
like
I was like, wait.
High 5 figures?
yeah, they could be 90s, like 80s,
Okay.
90s, right?
Yeah, but
I don't want
5
no
figures
4
is
figures.
also $20,000.
Yeah, but I'm
right?
saying let's like keep it in
no,
context.
figures.
Keep it in
Very
context.
specific.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying it's high five, whether it's 80s, 90s, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or plus,
Yep.
Right.
Making money. Yeah.
right? With good credit, and that can actually help you,
Yeah.
right? Or help each other,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You're already at about 11, 12 women competition to 1,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
So
That's a good perspective. I never
sorry,
looked at that. It's okay.
when you got so many women who want this one man, do you feel like over time women have, and I talked to you before when we were recording about 90s music and having the romancing and really seeking and chasing the woman, you know what I'm talking about, that feel from the videos, right? That's unrealistic to life. Do you feel like now women are accepting the bare minimum from men, what they have to offer in terms of attention, time, money?
No, not
You don't
at all.
feel like that?
You see, I don't know. I think women have always had a standard, right? Okay, like there's 2 aspects, right?
Yeah.
There's the bad boy. I want the bad boy, the consummate bad boy, right? And it depends on what stage of you're in your life, right?
Yeah.
You want the constant bad boy, and
Sometimes the stage of your life, it never changes.
right? But then after time, you get hurt, and then it's like you start looking at. Then what happens? There's always a point in a woman's life when I'm sure you guys done it. I'm going to be very mean here. Where you look at it, when you look at a girl or look at a guy and be like, what the fuck are they doing with them?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
All
Like,
have.
but
We all have.
right?
like
You look at somebody
24/7.
like, and you think about it, you're like,
now,
I'm
I
single.
can tell you.
I'm single,
how
and
did he
why?
get
How?
her?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there
Straight
going,
him.
Like, I'm offended.
yeah, exactly,
No,
right?
it's part of that.
and
How
I-
she have man and I don't have man?
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what it came down to is exactly that. It's like, or why did she go for him?
Yeah.
Right? He ain't even like, he's a thug. He's a, you know what I mean? Wearing his pants down here. Or it's like, oh, look at him. He's dressed and look, she's not that attractive. Because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, what it comes down to is either that woman has now said, I'm done with the bad boys. I'm going for a proper man. I want life. Right? I want to go for life. Or it's the man and the man's aspect, like we look at the woman, it's not the woman that is the flyest or baddest anymore. It's the one that makes your life the most happiest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So it depends on the stage you're at right now. Like right now,
Yeah, what are you looking for right now? What's your ideal woman?
you know what? Okay, so actually it's funny. I was having this conversation 2 days ago. For me right now, it's I'm waiting for her to find me. And when I say her, it's for her to reveal what it is now. Because at the end of the day, I was dating a lot. I'm not saying fucking. I was dating a lot.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks
just
for
yeah,
clarifying.
yeah, right?
Thanks for clarifying.
And you know
We're
what?
on
You
camera,
know,
people,
you
yeah,
should have.
yeah,
you
right?
know?
I was dating a lot,
it's
but
a safe space.
and because of that 7-to-1 ratio, plus
Yeah.
ratio, it was as soon as that quality woman, I swung a lot of way, a lot of quality women, based on minor infractions. If I text her and she texts me 3 hours later, I'd be like, okay, you're not showing me attention, go back to the one that is.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Jeez,
Right?
Talk about
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
And it was just like, you know what? It's like seeing and
I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. I gotta ask you, do we have an etiquette when you meet somebody and like the text hours? I love that you say that. So when you're interested in a girl, even if you pursue the woman, what are you expecting? You want to talk all the time? Like what is too soon? What is like too much texting and less texting?
well, let's put it this way, right? I mean, just in general, we're in a microwave culture now, right?
Okay.
Everything's instantaneous,
Sure.
Yeah.
right? You want everything now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I'll give you a joke, okay? So back in the days, I've noticed things changed, and that's why my expectation has changed, right? Back in the days, the 3 things I used to do: take a woman driving, let her drive on the 427 or until 401, and rush hour traffic, because the true them comes out.
Really? What? Are you serious? What? Is that a
100%.
thing?
I've never heard
Yeah,
that
I
one
know,
heard that
no.
because you really see
Yeah.
how they
You wanna see if
are
somebody's
on road
vexed or-
rage.
But
you know,
like, what
they
have you
live?
seen?
Yo, they're saying they get live, like, they get pissed off, they're swearing at people, and like, the true them comes out.
They can't help it because
I'll be blasting
they
music.
can't even.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how good.
Like, I'm in traffic, my
Wait.
Yeah.
music's all the way up.
The second thing is, back in the days when computers were slower, let them use dial-up computer.
No, you're wicked.
You let them use what? You let them use
AOL.
what?
Ain't nobody got patience for that now.
Yeah, no,
dial-up.
I'm saying back in the days, so
Yeah.
things have changed, right? Because things
Yeah.
were on our phone now, they're instantaneous,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it was let them use a dial-up computer and see how they are when things are slow. And the third thing is always take that woman swimming, so you can see who she is. Like now, makeup,
Makeup
they
and hair.
they know, yeah, right? No,
Wow.
right?
You want to take them swimming,
So you
eh?
take them
No
swimming,
makeup.
take them water park, go to Wildwater Kingdom, whatever it is, and go swim because then you're gonna see who she is. But now
Yeah.
all that's changed. Waterproof makeup, that's throwing that out the work, right? The driving thing still works. So if I ever take you out driving, you know, right? So, but the thing is now is that texting, it's exactly that. It's like you can tell because normally everybody has their phone in their hand, or
Yeah.
look, everybody's phone is right beside them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fact remains is that you send a text, and that person that texts you back, and we're a microwave culture now, shows you that either they're not engaged,
Yeah.
they're engaged with somebody else, they're doing something else, and we're not talking about like on a one day, on a one-off. We're talking.
No.
Just
A
after
norm,
like
yeah.
a month,
You kinda
you see
monitor.
a
Even no,
you see a
even a couple
consistency.
days, like you know what I mean?
You can kind
Yeah.
of monitor.
Right,
Generally
yeah.
speaking.
Right. So
yeah.
you know
Understood.
whether they're into you or not.
Yeah.
If you're texting them, hey, what's up, good morning, and standard good morning or good nights or whatever text is that we all do, right? If she's not responding till the next day,
Oh, God.
then she's not engaged.
She's not interested.
Right.
Hey, if I respond,
Yeah.
Then
Telling them my
you're
secrets right now.
Then
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
one of the 10 guys. There's 10 guys: the mechanic, the weed guy, the shopping guy, the dinner
mechanic.
guy.
Not the mechanic.
the
Yeah.
guy, the what?
Yeah.
We've been talking about
Yeah.
maintenance bays for a
Because
long
we
time.
have
yeah.
maintenance
Started,
bays. Yeah, maintenance
Yeah.
bays are necessary.
Yeah.
Do you have maintenance women? Like, just.
No.
I mean, we can't say that.
But
about
do
women, though.
men in general have maintenance?
Why
women?
not?
Yeah, you know what?
Women
Of
can have
course they
maintenance
have,
men,
yeah,
and
yeah.
men can have maintenance women
Yeah.
as well.
I guess so.
Yeah.
When I think about maintenance, I'm thinking like you're literally tuning it up.
Yeah. Well, I was actually talking in
fixing
truest.
up.
I was talking in truest
He meant
sense.
actual.
Actual mechanic. I was saying the
Mechanic.
weed guy, the
Oh,
dinner
that's
guy.
But that's why we're
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking,
The maintenance.
but like, so when you say mechanic, we start
Yeah,
laughing
the
because we
tune-up,
talk
yeah.
about like maintenance men a lot. But some men were upset when we say maintenance men. They think that's very disrespectful. Remember?
They don't care. They're fronting. No man is gonna be like, oh no, I'm your maintenance guy, unless he likes you, wants to be with
we also
you.
don't
Yeah.
tell them that they're
No.
maintenance guys. Like,
No,
that's
we don't let
rude.
them
No, but guys
They
know
don't
this
know.
too, though.
But they know.
Guys know.
Okay.
They
Of
know.
course.
You know the guy, when you get that 12 a.m. phone call, or look, it's like
sometimes
this,
they get
right?
the
That's what I
lunch
said.
call. Sometimes they get the lunch call.
But there's the 10 guys. Okay. There's the
That is a lot, though.
no, but there's all the friend zone 10 guys, and
Yeah.
you may have a couple of them, but I'm talking about there's 10 generals.
Okay.
The maintenance guy.
Okay.
Right, or the mechanic guy,
Yeah.
the shopping guy that he only takes you out shopping to get what
Okay.
you want, the dinner guy, the weed guy, the movie guy. What else is there? But you get the point,
All
right?
those secrets.
Yeah, right. You guys all have them lined up to friend zone until they get smart, and then you replace them with that other next guy,
Oh
right?
my gosh, it's funny.
Right.
That's
So,
hilarious.
and when it comes down to the
Can't
end of the day,
confirm or deny.
sure you can, because you know what? The way you can confirm if she ain't sleeping with you, kissing you, then you're one of the 10 guys.
It's absolutely true.
It's so true. That's why I'm just laughing. 'Cause I'm like,
But guys that are friend zone, do they know the vibe? Like, do they
Yeah.
catch a vibe, or do they? Because I find that men that I friend zone, they continue to try.
But that's the thing is you got to remember, men are the most patient predators.
don't accept the friend
predators.
zone.
No, they're the most
And
patient.
they're hunters.
They're
Men are
not.
built to be hunters too.
Patient
They're not-
predators.
yeah.
I've told
They're the
men
patient
downright
predators.
I'm not interested,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, well, you know what? I just want a friendship. I'm like,
Right.
you know damn well you
You
don't
don't want
want
no
to be my
friendship?
friend. Well, how do you envision this friendship?
They're gonna
You know what I
try.
mean? It's
But you
like-
know why
and
though?
they're
But you think
trying.
about it, right?
Yeah.
It's guys. It can wait. Listen, Bob Marley said it best. I've
Yeah.
been waiting 7 years. I'll wait 7 years more. Right? They'll stay in that friend zone because of one day she's gonna catch weak.
Yeah.
Right?
and
And
you
they
know
just need
what?
that one time. Right?
say
But
they're
remember,
not
it's not
hunters.
only you though. What it comes down to, they're that predator where they'll be sitting there going, they're that harbor shark that'll be circling
Copy
and
and
circling.
paste. Copy and paste.
Yeah.
Copy
Yeah.
and paste.
Yeah.
But they're just circling, and waiting. But you know what? What they're circling, you guys have your 10 guys, but
Yeah.
we might have 100 women in that circle.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's like you eat that one, you eat that one, you eat that one, you eat the one.
Yeah.
And then when your time comes, your time comes.
yeah.
When-
So they're
Yeah.
not concentrating on you. When you friend zone them, they'll say, okay, I'm friend zoned. Well, I have 100 friend zones.
Yeah,
But
the
you know what?
rotation.
And then they're just going to
I'll
do
just keep going.
and just keep circling. And then they eat that one, then eat that one, then eat that one.
Yeah.
So you guys have your 10, but men have their way too, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
problem.
And that's what it really comes down to.
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
So
Okay.
you still didn't say who your ideal woman.
Yeah, well, so for me, as I said, the idea changed. It's kind of like, because I've always been in long-term relationships, and I'm not a serial dater.
Oh, what does that
Right.
mean? Like you've
Nine
always
and a
been
half,
in-
7.5, 4.5, 4.5. And then
Oh, yeah.
And they've all been
situation.
long-term relationships, not long
yeah.
distance. Sorry.
Yeah, long term.
Oh wow.
So
Good for you.
yes and no. But I think what it comes down to is that, and I'm not a serial dater. As I said, I did the serial dating, and I realized that wasn't working for me
Sure.
because as soon as you did that minor infraction,
Yeah.
I was on to the next. But then it was always that minor infractions, and because you have so much available women to you, because remember in Toronto we're spoiled, right?
Yeah.
Men are extreme. I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we have the most beautiful women in the world. That's
Yeah.
why Americans come here and they get married in 2 days and go back with them, right? You know? We have
Yeah,
the most
for
beautiful
sure.
women in the world. You know what I mean? Y'all stush and stuck up as hell, but you are cheap, right? Meaning that a man, the American women, they want condos, cars, and all that stuff,
want
or
a lot
whatever it
more.
is,
That's
right?
what I was telling you
Yeah.
about us setting our
Here,
standards
it's
too low.
$150 bottle of Chinese food. You're good to go. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Food.
Right? Yeah. It's like, you know, yeah.
You had me a
It's a big-
food.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like remember, American girls make because they make them pay down for it because the
Yeah.
American women are bigger over there, right? so
Culture's
when
different.
when they come here and they see,
Yeah.
you know, because Canada takes care of us, right? We're not overweight, we're not obese. Over there, they are,
Yeah.
and what they think is attractive when they come here, they see what really is attractive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they lose their minds. But because we see y'all, look, three
Yeah.
beautiful women, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are, and think about this: 3 beautiful women, and you're all single. Why? Because 7 to 1 and we're spoiled. We don't have to work for y'all.
Yeah.
It's you guys have to work for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
and so that's what I'm trying to say. So coming back to it, so it's like for me, it was the long-term relationships have put me in a stance. I'm a little older. We're not going to say my age, but I'm a little older. The fact remains is that I'm at that stage in my life where it's like, all right, I'm looking for that girl, right, to settle down with. And I apologize.
Alarm.
So I thought I turned that off too. I did.
You can turn that.
Sorry, we'll cut this up.
Yeah.
Alarms bypass silence.
You're right. So at the end of the day, though, what it comes down to is that because I'm looking for that next stage, right? So for a long time, I sat there and went, okay, there's a couple things. So you asked me the woman I'm looking for.
Yeah.
See, my ex-girlfriends have set the standard so high. My gene pool is very small,
Okay, that's fine.
right?
Wow, your ex-girlfriend set the
So you
standard.
talk
high.
to high value women.
Yet they're exes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interested in that.
Huh? Sorry?
Yeah, so why?
I'm interested in that. You said your ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
set the standards high, but yet they're exes.
But you know what? But what it
I'm
comes
curious
down to is
about
that
that.
when you're in it,
Yeah.
you don't realize the expectation. I mean, the standard's been set. When you
Okay.
leave that situation,
Then you look
You
back
can't
and
go
you
for
then
that.
Wait a
you
minute.
can't like you know what?
when you're
Any-
reflecting
yeah, right.
back, yeah.
Yeah,
It's how
yeah.
do you go down? Like it's like you driving an Audi or a Beamer and then going back to a Honda Civic after, right? You're not gonna feel good about it. Not
just not
likening
the
women
same.
to that, but the metaphor, right?
That's true.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to is that, you know what, you sat and it's like now you're used to a certain standard. But the other part of it, if I'm going to be 100% honest, like I usually try to be, is this.
You
is
usually
that,
try to be.
Yeah. Right. Is that you have your seasons. This is not my woman's season right now.
It's not your woman's season right
It's
now.
not my
It's
woman's
not
season
your-
right
So
now.
Like
what
you're not
season
ready.
is this?
Yeah.
So
What
you
season are
think,
you
yeah,
in?
you figured that out.
Okay, well, think about it. We just talked about it, right? My whole industry has been franchised. I've pivoted now, right? So I'm
Yeah,
rebuilding businesses. If I can't maintain the standard of what a high quality woman is, if I can't bring that to the table,
Yeah.
she'll be cool with it for a certain amount of time. But after a while, she's gonna be like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Right? So right now, it's not my woman's season,
Okay.
right? We have seasons.
So, are you basing that on, because I understand that sometimes you're just like, I got to grind right now.
Right.
I just don't think it's the time for me to be looking for that next step in life. However, are you basing that based on what you know what's real and how women are, especially high value
By
women?
experience, yes.
Or
high
are
value
you
women.
just are you basing based on what you are happy with? Like, are you
No, but-
actually happy with
yeah.
saying it's not my woman's? Are you doing because you think society is gonna say this is not your woman's?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, right? How many women have broken up with a guy that's played video games on a thing?
I would not even talk to you.
I wouldn't date
Please,
someone who's
please don't
playing
tell me
Yeah,
you
I
play
wouldn't
video
talk to
games.
them.
I
I
wouldn't.
set that up.
I'm not
I
even
set that
talking
up
to- I
wouldn't even talk
purposely.
to them.
I
Yeah.
set that up purposely.
Because you play
Video
video games.
games.
No, I
every
don't.
guy,
No, I'm not
every guy
doing
plays
Video
video
No, I'm
games.
not. I
games.
don't.
No,
I
Not
don't.
all of them. Not
Not
all of them.
all.
Not
I don't
all.
play
Not
video
all.
I
games.
think
don't.
some of them just do it wisely.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But what I'm trying to say,
I
what
don't
I'm
like
trying to
video
say though,
games.
is that you know what though?
Sorry.
Yeah. If you're a high quality woman, you're gonna elevate. Make sure that man elevates.
Yeah.
You're not gonna accept him sitting
mirror
down.
standard, yeah.
Right. But if she doesn't manage those expectations, or it's not on your timeline,
Yeah.
you're gonna emasculate your mind, especially if you're a breadwinner,
Yeah.
right?
The thing is,
That's
we
a fact.
can't be hypocritical and just be like, oh yeah, no games. Because I'm not gonna lie, I watch some TV shows. So if in my TV show time you would like to play some video games, sure.
I think we could
But
split that. Yeah.
it's a lifestyle. Like there's
Right.
some
Yeah.
serious
That's
gamers.
different.
and that's what.
But
they
if he's
do.
get
making
stuff
money from it,
done.
then that's his
Yeah,
business.
that's, like,
But
different.
we're talking about at this stage of the
So-
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make
If
sure I
that's what you're
understand.
spending your
like,
hours on.
I really want to understand. So this is based on you, and you comfortably feel like this is not your woman's season because you're rebuilding yourself based on what
Yeah, the repivot. Yeah.
Yeah.
the repivot and stuff
But
like
I
that.
feel-
And I can understand that because I came from the restaurant industry. Like I was booming.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
thriving in it. You know what I mean? I just got lucky because of real estate, but it doesn't mean that I don't miss it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a financial aspect that was cut from that.
Right.
And you want to rebuild yourself again. But are you like, say if you meet a woman that's interested in you right now, are you still gonna say the same thing and she's the ideal woman and she's a high value woman? Are you still gonna say, it's not my woman's season yet.
Well, no, that's the thing. As a mature adult, you're supposed to have conversations. And if you're taking that woman serious, you be honest with her. Say, look, you know what? Right now my credit's shot because my industry was disenfranchised.
Yeah.
Sure.
I maxed out. Like I'm 100 grand maxed
real.
right
Yeah,
now.
sure.
Yeah.
Keep it 100.
Like my, and I'm putting out my business, but
yeah, it's fine.
I'm 120 grand maxed
Yeah.
from my line of credit because a whole year my industry
had
was
to-
disenfranchised.
Yeah,
You
you
had
had
to-
to
And I was
figure
trying to
it
save
out
my
and stuff like
business.
that. Yeah.
Right? And I was trying different things.
Yeah.
And it came down to it. Now
Yeah.
it's like, you got to think about it. Sure, I may have the qualities of a high value man.
Yeah.
But right now, financially,
Right.
is a woman going to take me up as a project? So I'm supposed to say, look, this is what it is. I need you to give me some time. If I'm the
Facts.
one, if I'm the real,
Facts.
then you know what? I have to work on this. We
But
can date, we can
That's
maintain,
fine,
yeah.
but I need to work on this
Right.
before we get that.
Before
and when I
we
get to that point,
then we'll like
we can
revisit
talk.
the conversation and stuff
But
like
there's
that.
a realness, and I want to recognize that, right? There's a realness in being able to identify that and share that.
I
Yeah.
Because a
fucking
lot of people will
love
front
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
and, you know what I mean, play
Yes.
games and
Yeah.
lie and tell you what you
Yes.
want to hear.
Yes.
And then their actions and their lifestyle is not living up to what they're telling
what they're telling you.
So
Yeah.
for you to be able to say that and acknowledge that, that's a huge
I
thing
absolutely
right there.
respect that.
Because it's a pandemic. It hit
It's a
everybody
pandemic.
in different ways.
And you know what's
right?
crazy? So I'll tell you to tap on that as well. You're finding a lot of men that listen. They know. I dated in the past. There was no damn pandemic, okay?
Yeah.
And there was
Pandemic.
and there was just driving their whatever cars and whatever. And listen, I tried to date you for at least a month to just see where your headspace is at. I already know your
Yeah.
situation is
Yeah.
not my level. I already know that.
Yeah.
But I look at you as a man, and I like your energy. And you know what? We're gonna vibe. We're gonna vibe.
Yeah.
You know, you can't take me out. It's cool. I'm good. But I just want to see how you're trying.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But
some
that's what it is,
men,
ambition, right? Ambition.
Dating for potential is a thing.
it's the thing.
No,
and
but that's
listen
the
to
problem.
this.
I actually posted
It's-
about
but
it. Did you
like,
see that?
that's
Where I
a
posted
no.
about potential?
The thing
You
is,
don't
I think
think
it's
it's a
maturity
thing?
level though.
But wait for
I
this.
did.
Thing.
So a lot of men.
And I'm using the word potential, you're using ambition. So, for example, this could be your current situation.
Yeah.
But if I see you're working your ass off, are you pulling up your post? If I see you're working your ass off and you're an intelligent person,
Yeah.
I know this is not you for long.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
your current situation.
Exactly.
You can tell.
But you're elevated
You can
in
tell.
your way of thinking,
Yes.
and this is so temporary.
And you
for
know
whatever
exactly
reason.
what's stopping
So,
you, and you have
yeah.
a plan on how you're gonna make the.
Yes.
This
Plan
men
of
don't even know what's in their
action.
bank
Yes.
account. They don't even know what debt they have.
Yeah. So when I say dating for potential, that's the thing because I've seen
like
it.
absolutely.
I've seen it more times than one.
Like,
so
I love it.
For example, I know somebody who is a doctor, published doctor, super successful, and is dating somebody who's making now 50K.
Okay.
Who's just in their career, and the person making the big money is a woman, and the person is entering their career at 50K.
All right.
But this person is smart.
Yes.
And they're a hard worker. So
Yo,
this
I will
50K is
support
very
you.
temporary.
Yeah.
And the woman, she's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She obviously saw that and it's like, you know what? I'll ride this out.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
can
know
tell,
this
though.
is temporary.
You can
Yeah,
tell.
you
I
can
think
tell.
you can
Nothing
tell
wrong with
on the
that.
top. Me
No,
too.
you can tell.
Nothing wrong with
And the
that.
only reason I brought that and I compared that person
Yeah.
was I think a lot of men are now like before the pandemic. They were already lazy as fuck, and
Well,
now
that's-
with
but
and
you
now they're
know, though.
using
That's what
and
it
now
is.
they're
You know
using the
that, yeah.
pandemic to be like,
Yeah.
oh, now like everybody is like this and this and this. Look at all like it's like they're almost. I'm so annoyed because I hate when people use the system, and these are the people that use the system because
Yeah.
welfare was already taking care of you. You stop talking. Like stop talking, and
Yeah.
EI and welfare was taking care of you since 1902. Okay,
God.
do not put yourself
You don't
in the
know
same
Penny.
position of 2020 people that have been working hard and that have lost their jobs. Don't even
Due to the
disrespect.
pandemic,
Or the company.
yeah.
So I'm here to defend men like you.
No,
I don't want
absolutely.
the other men to come. No, this man was working hard, and so many men like you guys that you actually got hit. You didn't plan to.
But I
you
think
were
the
Yeah.
doing
problem
so well.
was
So
ours is a cash business, so we didn't.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
gotta
apply for
expect
serve.
it.
I didn't get served. I didn't get.
we didn't
I
get
thought
everybody
everybody
got
got served, though.
but not even the
You
business.
can't apply?
It's either it's your taxes or through your what's it called again, right? But if I'm
Ooh.
doing a cash business, I'm
Yeah.
a promoter.
Yeah.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
don't see too much on paper. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
but
So
I
there was
think-
nothing like Fowler.
I think most high.
Edit that out.
But the thing is, I think I'm not even to say high value. I think most human beings, realistic human beings, understand that though. It's a
I think
pandemic,
so, too.
and I think people, to be fair, like they can never wrong somebody for like not being able to like
Yeah.
make money at
But
this.
no,
gotta
but
be
see this,
empathetic.
and
We
this is
gotta
where I
be
disagree
empathetic
though.
right now.
This is where I
Yeah.
totally disagree though.
What?
For how long? we're in a microwave culture, right? So if you are a breadwinner, we're living in this place together, and for instance, I've been totally disenfranchised. I can't get served. I'm not going on welfare, no matter what. Right?
You got to think, Kinetic, the stage of the relationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm saying
Yeah.
This is where your relationship will get tested.
Yeah.
Like who's
Yes.
real from who's not
But look,
real.
what they say, right?
Yeah.
Women are tested when a man has nothing. Men are
Yeah.
tested when he has everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at the
I
end
mean,
of the
if I'm just starting to date somebody and they are in a position where whatever the case might be, they're not able to financially, offer
Assist,
anything and take me out or whatever. It's not going to be the time that I'm going to pursue that person. It just won't be.
But I'm gonna give you
I'm not
something,
going to sign
right?
up for that. But if it's something where I'm in a relationship and the pandemic hits, then absolutely
Yeah.
ride till the wheels fall off.
But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna give you something. My ex-girlfriend. You remember Sam?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say her name. I tell her.
Calling names, I was like,
Yeah, no,
okay.
it's nothing. Everybody knows who she is. She was around for 9.5 years. So.
Oh, wow. I didn't know her.
Yeah.
I didn't know her.
Yeah. So look, when I took my first hit, I went back to just emceeing,
Yeah.
and I was making $100 a week. That's $400 a month. When we went out, she paid for it. She made really good money.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went out about 4 or 5 times a week though.
Okay.
Went to a movie, went to dinner, whatever it is. But the thing about her was this: she let me learn. She allowed me to maintain my manhood when we did it. We went to a movie. She'd push the money in my pocket and tell me to go get the ticket. We went to dinner. She'd put on her credit card and say, "Baby, you know what? You always take care of me. Let me treat you this time."
Oh.
Whether it be 4 times, whatever it was those things. And then some personal stuff happened, and she took care of it right away. And that's where I sat there and went, "You know what? This is my girl."
You should have married her. Like,
We're going to talk about
I mean,
that.
it's not too
Why
late.
did
You
you
should've
marry
married her.
Sam?
We'll get
because
there.
I don't know if you
In
know that.
9 years.
But again,
That,
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
After
right.
9 years and she's doing all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
like, I'm
not
sorry,
But no,
where's
but
Sam
see,
now?
but that's the problem though.
What?
The problem was when I became the breadwinner and I took care of everything.
Yeah.
That's when the problems happened.
Really?
The
My
role
goodness.
reversal.
Oh, she wasn't with that.
She wasn't cool. She liked
enjoyed
being in control of that situation.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Right? So
Oh,
she liked to
interesting.
be in, her love language is gifts,
Service,
right?
acts of service.
Acts of service and
Okay,
gifts, right?
really?
She liked to give. She liked to be acts of service, right?
Oh, interesting.
Whereas now, if you go to a person that's taking care, it's like, in my mind, being a man, I sit there, well, she took care of the first year and a half of our relationship. So now
Yeah.
I'm taking care of everything.
Yeah.
And she couldn't handle that.
Oh, wow.
Well, damn girl.
Damn, yes.
Huh. At what point did you hit that though? Like, at
Yeah.
what point did you hit that?
What else I was saying
transition?
about a year and a half.
A year and a half in.
Yeah.
But then you
and a
guys
half
lasted
in.
another 8 years.
Yeah, but
was
but
a
at the time,
trial
but we had time
and
with the channel. But like with that time, it
It
was
was
like
strained for 8
yeah,
years on that switch.
and it was on and off. Like in terms of like you know what, we fight, we wouldn't talk, we would talk, but you know we were together, right? And you have history,
Yes.
right?
Wow.
And
So-
sometimes you
yeah.
stay together because of the history and the chemistry.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just easier on
Correct.
so many
Like
aspects.
and when it
So
was
you'll
good, it
compromise.
was listen. When it was good, it was super good.
Super good.
Yeah.
But when it was bad, it was bad.
Damn.
Oh,
Right?
I know,
and
I've
I
been
ain't
there.
easy.
I've been
I
there.
listen to her credit. She
Yeah.
ain't easy, but I ain't easy either.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
8 years, 8-9 years, and you didn't propose to her like Wagwan.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, no. That was the
Okay,
whole thing,
actually,
yeah.
before that, which
Was that
Nicole
why you
was
got
gonna
broke up?
ask,
No, sorry.
the
Yeah.
question that what we really, the three of us were talking about, because we read a post. Nelly has been with a girlfriend for 7 years,
Okay.
and he was asked a specific question by an interviewer,
Yeah.
and he was asked, "You've been with your woman for 6 years or whatever. Do you see yourself proposing to her and getting married to her?" His exact answer was, "I know what, like that's the woman of my life. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a hurry to get married."
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Wow.
talk about it.
Yeah.
But they do everything together.
Yeah,
Like you have
but-
the money for everything. You know you can marry her.
We'll keep in the rap form and say it like this. Method Man said it best. You don't need a ring to be my wife.
Listen, Method Man is my future husband, so tread carefully. I don't know what you're about to
But
say.
I'm
about
saying
him,
is,
but
right?
That's my future husband.
All right.
In my life.
But he said you don't need a ring to be your wife. So remember, I don't need to go down an aisle with you,
Okay.
right? Or stand in front of a person to say you're my wife.
We
If
should
you
ask
look at
you
me-
first. Do you believe in
Oh,
marriage?
yeah, that's a good-
traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Traditional marriage.
Okay. Propose and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
like I mean, there's nothing wrong with marriage.
Okay. But do you believe in it for yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong.
For
Like
yourself.
you know what? Nothing wrong with marriage.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm not I'm not a believer in the institution of marriage.
Okay.
Reading the paper and saying it is. I'm saying it's like, would I go down the aisle? 100%.
Okay.
Would I have a ceremony? 100%. But if that is what is the forefront or what defines marriage for you, then you're not the woman for me. You're not the mindset.
I think that's
for me.
very fair.
The papers.
Yeah.
The paper bit.
If you're about the ring, if a ring and paper and being
all
in
you
front,
want,
right, is what defines marriage for you, we're not of the same mindset, so I wouldn't
Okay.
even consider you.
I'm
Okay.
fair. I you know what? I think that's very fair.
So
I
Sam
actually
wasn't
can't-
trying to get married with a paper and a ring.
No, not she. See, that's the thing is, I did have a ring for her.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh, no.
it just without
Dun,
going
dun,
without
dun.
going into that personal aspect, I'll just say it like this way: there's an incident that happened that made me sit there and say, "This is not the rest of my life."
Really?
Right?
After 9 years.
It's like you know, we're ready. Actually, I was ready like long before that, but there was no.
When did you feel like you were ready and you were like, oh man, like I'm gonna get this ring because it's the one in my life, like,
Yeah.
like what that like the sweet
Okay,
spot. When was
yeah.
that? In 4 years, 3 years?
No, you know what? Because we're long term standing, right? So it's
Yeah.
like what it really came down to. There was actually a few times with her. There was like, I think maybe about 4 or 5 year mark. It was like, all right, this is my girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, you growing up, you gotta remember when we think like we look at our age now, we say, oh, when we were 20, 30, 35, 40 sounded old. We were still growing.
Now
right?
we're here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like even 30, like you're like 40, like I still feel like when I was 30, like you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't
You're
feel-
speaking
yeah,
facts,
right.
like because you're still. There's always a moment
Yeah.
of healing every time, every year. You
And
learn
that's
something
and
new.
that's the whole thing. Is like with her, it was like we were growing, and then it was the hey, we should do this. The pressure, everybody's asking, and like that. But then I live by my own drum. I don't go by pressure. Right?
Yeah, but you didn't feel after that many years that.
No, but then that's when, like I just said, things
Got kinda shaky.
shaky, and then we wouldn't
Yeah.
talk. Then it was like, and then we get back together. You remember, love is cycles.
Yeah.
You're always love, but you're not
Yeah.
always in love.
Yeah.
It fades, right? She pisses you off. You're like, fuck you.
I just have a
Right?
question for that. So you were together for that long.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that this is going to be a woman. Like, you're like 5 years, oh my God, this could be the woman or whatever. And you felt like you were okay with the whole marriage thing. It doesn't have to be in paper.
Yeah.
Do you, do you think men are turned off or like feel pressure from society to propose, like especially when they're in a long-term relationships? Like, do you feel like that delayed you from making a decision because you wanted to make sure that it was more so what you wanted and not
again,
so more what she was being asked to do?
Look, the pressure is really on women, right?
Wow.
When we're with a man, it's like he hasn't asked you to get married. They go, you're not having kids. Like the real pressure
Yeah.
is on women,
I have to agree.
right? Men, we're asked a question, so you're not gonna get proposed to her and be like, yeah, one day, and that's it.
Yeah.
So what happens is the
Yeah.
external pressure on women causes
Yes.
them to pressure us,
Yeah.
and the only time
It's
we
like you
feel
just gotta
pressure
stay with
is
that
when your
woman.
woman starts saying, "Yo,
Yeah.
what's going on?" Right?
Because they're getting
and that
influenced
causes
by
stress,
other people, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's the outside
Sure.
pressure on her
Got it.
that puts pressure on us. Men don't get pressure from the outside. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
Like if we're single for single for the rest of our life,
Like you're
it
actually
doesn't
right.
matter,
Yeah.
It's true.
No,
right?
You're right.
So, but if a
Wow.
woman's with a man now,
Yeah.
it's like now they start like, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, it's like it's been
Right?
a year or two.
Yeah.
Like, cause I know a friend that actually say, which you know who it is. She was with a man for it was just 3 months, and within 4 months, she was just like, he hasn't asked me to be the girlfriend. That's a problem. We're gonna have a conversation about it.
4 months.
Like, and
that's
everything was
absolute-
going great.
But that's
when
absolutely
that
fine.
but when that argument started and they went on, the man
Yeah.
was just so turned off. It's like you haven't given me a
But
chance.
see,
to,
a
like,
lot
talk
of
and-
women, that's
But-
what they do. They talk themselves out of a relationship.
But you know what? I'm gonna say what this scenario. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because in her mind, if she feels that she's ready in 4 months, express that.
Those are her standards.
I feel a lot of people spend time thinking, if I say this to Grace, is Grace gonna feel away? If I say this to Kareen, if I say this to Kinetic, is he gonna feel it's too much? Who cares? If
No,
you
but here's
want
the
it,
thing. Here's the thing.
that's what
No one
you
is saying.
want.
No one is saying you should not think
Yeah.
that.
So what's
but
wrong with 4 months?
You can't expect the man to be ready
Exactly.
as well.
It's
And the
expectation.
problem is
Expectations. The
what this
expectations
person
is the problem.
expected that this
Yeah.
person should be on their page.
Expecting by what? By
That's
discussing it
narcissism.
and
If you think about it, that's
discussing
narcissism.
So
That's
okay,
if you
Right,
if you
you can't
expect me
expect.
to be in a relationship with you at
No,
my
I'm
time
telling
limit,
you,
that's
yeah.
narcissism.
Because I actually know the guy, and I feel like if maybe she just had the conversation a little
Express it differently. Oh, it's the way she came at it. Okay.
But I don't know if she was wrong either. I know it's weird to say. I don't know if she was wrong, but I think she was just immediately disappointed that at that very moment.
Well, you can't feel disappointed.
The guy was not ready.
Yeah.
And all the guy said was just like, honestly, this could be a lot for me and this and that.
Yeah.
And my advice to the person was, you never know what stages is in life. The guy at the time was still living at home, driving a nice car, building his business at some point.
Yeah.
But to her, it just wasn't weird.
Well, look.
So the guy just felt like, honestly, if you're not patient, I'm not even with this. I'm done with this. And that would create an argument, and they took left.
I had a
similar
kind of situation. February, I started dating somebody. And
February?
Like last February.
Last February. 2020.
Oh, I was like 2021. I was like,
yeah.
It's February.
Good
for you.
What had happened was that she actually talked her way. Like I'm a communicator. I had a very honest,
I can tell.
clear, right?
Yeah.
Same, yeah.
Honest, clear communication with her, and said, "Look, you know what? Right now, this is what it is. Building whatever it is, I need about a year." It was cool because she got what he wanted. But as we started dating and stuff of that nature, I think it was about 3 months down the road. This is exactly what happened. It's like, what are we, or where are we going, or what's going on? And I said, hey, we had this conversation. I said, like, let's take our time. Let's get there.
Yeah.
Allow it to get there. She talked her way or argued her way out of relationship because soon she started
what was some
that
of the
pressure.
things that she was saying?
No, she's saying that what it really came down to.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's like basically, even though we had that conversation, it was like, basically she wanted ramen noodles. She wanted just to get married. She was tired of doing stuff herself. She had 2 kids, 2 adult kids. She had her things, right? But when it came down to it, she in her mind saw, hey, insert husband here. I don't care who he is.
Yeah.
And now that I was in that picture, it was you. It was me.
Now it's your fault.
Right? Even though I had the clear and clear,
and you were intentional of saying,
right,
well,
and saying, hey,
let me see.
because I don't date with the intention of just dating. I date with purpose.
Yeah.
At this stage, you date at purpose, right?
Ooh, that's what we're gonna say. That's a topic.
Dating with purpose.
Yes.
Right?
Dating with purpose. Yeah. I think that's important to identify in the initial stages as well, because there's different levels, as we've heard today.
Right.
There's different levels of dating, right? There's dating with intention and purpose, and I feel like a lot of people are just so dishonest or withholding of what their intentions are. It's like, just be real about what you want, where you're at, and that's fine wherever you're at. But just make sure you're meeting people on the same page.
A lot of people have their own motives, whether it be money, sex,
Yeah.
the lifestyle.
100%.
So be real with yourself. So the
But that's what I'm saying is, and that's the problem, as Nick said, is that you were not honest at this stage of the game. Listen, anything after 30, like John Gotti said it best, you only lie to those who you fear. I don't fear anybody, so I don't have nobody to lie with except for my mom.
You only lie to those who fear.
Yeah. Right?
And like, why are we still lying?
Exactly.
Because
you just want
sex.
Listen, there's just as much women out there.
A lot of people are just everybody's in a different lane. Some people are in DVP, some people are in 427, some people it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like
905.
Honestly, we need to normalize how different people are.
Yeah.
Literally.
I only want to surround myself with the people who are real.
Who are real with you.
That's it.
No, but listen. You say that.
No,
you say that, but if they become real, when they become too real, are you prepared to accept their real?
Yeah.
Your real and their real may be two different things.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love real. Whether it differs from my real or not,
you can respect them. You can respect them.
They may not be for me in a romantic sense, but I love real.
But see, the objective though, if I want you, right? And I want you, listen, and I know that we're not on the same reel. That's when the deception comes in, because I want to get you.
But it's gonna get uncovered, and it's like we're wasting both of our time.
Or it might not.
Because I.
But remember, it's short term. I mean? If I just want to fuck you,
you're not gonna fuck me short term though. That's
okay, but I'm saying it.
So it's like I'm gonna uncover your
lack of realness
over here.
No, it's true.
Before you can get there.
Especially when you're grown and stuff like that. Like I feel like if there's some men and women that don't really know themselves and they're not sure where they are. And, I hate this term, keep it 100, because 100 to everybody is so different.
It's all different.
I
100 is
can't
100.
stand, like, when people say keep it 100 and you look at their life and like, yo, but you're the fakest person, like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can't even say that because that's 100 to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't judge your 100.
Right.
So I actually am very cautious when I say keep it 100. Because it's just like, it's so different from so many different people. We kind of assume that everybody understands keeping it real. Because a lot of people are not ready to face those conversations. You know why? Because a lot of people, like you ask, why is everyone a liar? It's because everybody is growing at so many different paces and levels and discovering themselves. Like, we are all we're confident we're okay, like being denied. We don't need friends. We don't need that like attention. But even so, in our confidence, like every year we still learn so much about ourselves.
Of course.
So imagine that person that like is like in their late 30s and they're just getting out in a 14-year relationship. And this other person is getting out in a 10-year relationship. Like, people are in just so many so just know who you're talking to and keep it 100 with yourself.
But you gotta remember,
they're gonna be
100
different.
could be agenda based.
Yeah.
It could be right.
100, when we say 100, we're talking about
For
full
full 100,
transparency.
Like
yes,
transparency.
exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
rare.
Tell me where you
I am
are
fully
in life.
That's
transparent.
very
Tell
rare.
me what you're struggling with,
and the
so
reason
I can
why,
know.
the reason why I believe in full transparency, it's one of those things like, don't expect what you are. You know what I mean? I really am authentic and fully transparent. And so I'm like, there must be other people like me. Where are you guys? And I'm like searching and I just can't find people that are just like
But you see,
purely authentic.
And you're absolutely right. But the problem is this.
Yeah.
Is that people's preferences,
Yeah.
right? Listen, I said this the other day to a friend too. I said that it's a person that's not your preference that usually changes your life.
Really?
It's a person, I'll say it again, the person that's not your preference is usually the person that changes your life. But
crazy,
we are
huh?
so blindfolded by our
Focus.
preference.
Why do you say that though? Like, why is
Because
that
if you
a
think
thing?
about if you look about it, right? If you really think about it, every time everybody's 30 and above. What's worked for us?
I don't know. I got.
We're all single.
I'm getting chills.
We're all single right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all had relationships, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it worked for us?
Sometimes
Clearly
to an extent.
No, think
has
about
not
it.
worked.
No,
We're still
if
single.
you're
Oh,
not
you know what,
married,
you know what?
if you're not married in a relationship,
Sorry, I'm confusing.
nothing has worked for you
No,
yet.
for sure.
No,
Sorry, I meant
yeah,
like,
not
have
yet.
I
Oh,
learned?
so you're saying
Yeah.
like what's not working, change it, right?
Right. So like, you know what? Like if you think about it, your preference
Yeah.
has kept you single.
But you also said that is 7
Not
to 1.
necessarily.
Okay.
I'm a
And you
unique
know-
Are you in a
scenario.
relationship? Hold on.
I'm a
Hold on.
unique
Are you in a
scenario.
relationship?
I'm a unique scenario, and I'll tell you why. I only date fathers. I
Okay.
will not date you if you do not have a child at
Okay.
this stage.
Because you
of
don't
my
want
life.
kids. Yeah, we
I
get
don't
it.
want any more kids.
Yeah.
So I'm a unique scenario because I might meet
But what
many
if
great
you
men
meet
who work for
amazing
me.
men and they might change their
doesn't
mind? You
matter.
never
No,
know.
no one's changing my mind. Trust me.
Wow.
I'm not having any more kids.
She's already
So for me,
No,
it's
but
a
they
unique.
might not want kids anymore. They might not. There's some guys out there that are willing to.
I don't know
have
any
kids.
men who don't want.
You've
any
assumed
kids.
that.
If they,
You've
no,
assumed that.
I'm basing it on my experience.
Okay.
I've never met a man, never,
Okay.
who doesn't have children and doesn't want children. Never. And if they don't want children, do you want my children? Probably not, because they've decided they don't want that life, which is fine.
All right.
But then it's not going
That's
to jive
fair.
with me.
Fair
So
enough.
for me, it's a unique scenario. But I think otherwise, outside of that, it's fair to say that if what you're trying hasn't worked for you thus far, it's not going to work. In my scenario, I've met many amazing men that would probably be great and I would give them a chance, but they just don't have kids. Like, that's happened. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it's safe to say that if what you're trying, your preference, isn't working for you, then it's just not going to work. You should switch it up.
It's true.
I don't
You
know
were,
if
so
I
you were
could.
about to say something. I cut you off though. Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh, I can't remember now.
But what I was gonna say
Short-term
is,
memory loss.
I like how you say it is, because you have to look at like, what you say was, chances are the person that you think you're gonna end up with is probably not for you, kind of thing. Like, I guess that's
Not even not for you, but it's not within your
It's not-
preference.
yeah,
Right?
What is
like
your
it might be
preference?
like so
And
different.
And what is your?
You see,
are
like,
all
yeah.
of your girlfriends the same? Or
Well, you know what? Like,
what is your preference?
I'm gonna go. I know it's gonna come back and bite me. I
Oh,
date
boy.
anything but white girls. I prefer West
Praise
Indian
the
girls.
Lord.
But you're gonna end up with a
Cheers
white
to
girl.
that.
Just
Never.
West Indian.
Never.
End up
Just
with
West
end up with
Indian?
white men.
Just West Indian.
I will never. I will never. Cheers me to that.
Okay. But
Date
yeah.
outside of work.
But everybody knows that about me, though, right? You know, my preference is West Indian women.
I didn't know that.
Right? No, I'm just talking about
Oh,
the people
yeah.
who know me, right?
Yeah.
What's
Know
your
that.
background exactly?
I'm Jamaican,
Okay.
right? But I'll date anything but white girls. because I just won't see myself. I have
Have you
I have
been
white
with
girlfriends.
Have you been with
Yeah.
other
Had white
races?
girls?
One when I was 18 or 17 turning 18
Okay.
for 3 weeks. That's
3
when I
weeks?
knew. Yeah.
You're like never.
she got
Wait a
But
minute.
she-
So just not white girls? What about like Filipino or Chinese?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that I've
That's not
dated.
your
My
race.
first girlfriend was Filipino.
You're down with Chinese and stuff.
Asian, yeah. Anybody who has
Asian?
a culture, but I prefer West Indian people.
But what about
Right?
what about white with culture? Like
White Jamaican.
No, but
you
see,
know, Italians have culture.
That's my thing though. A white Jamaican isn't really white because they can't be on an island full of black people and not have black in them or Indian or something.
Well, no,
in
they
them.
could.
No,
They could.
there's no way.
Yes, they could. I know some. They could have moved to their parents moved to Jamaica. They
Yeah.
had the children
White
there, and then they grew up in
And they
Jamaica.
grew
But,
up
They're
there.
white.
but okay, that's a unique situation. We're talking about a like third or fourth generation Jamaican.
They have at least
Okay.
one little blend.
There's
in them.
something-
Some tiny
yeah.
smidge of a blend.
Something in them, right? So they're not. To me, they're not traditionally white.
Okay.
But what about, like you said, Italian?
What about
Greek.
Italian? They have culture.
Greek?
Like you
But
met
they're
them in
white.
Woodbridge or Vaughan. You were just going there.
I'm not
And, like,
gonna
you know-
see. My whole thing is I'm not gonna end up with you. So why even date you? I don't
Oh,
even
so
go.
you
with-
wouldn't date an
Why waste your
Italian?
time?
Yeah,
You
why
wouldn't-
waste their
It's
time
not your
and my
type.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
right?
wouldn't date, and it's so it's not culture then. What is it?
Yeah.
No, it's
So I want-
culture.
it's
They're-
But
they're
Italians
Caribbean.
have culture.
I said
They
Oh,
do
you
have
only
culture.
want to
Caribbean.
date Caribbean women.
No,
So what's
yeah, or-
culture to
no,
you?
but it's-
Let's clarify
I'll
that.
date a
What's
Spanish woman.
culture?
Like it'll
Yeah, we have to call her.
it'll be West Indian, then Latina, then I'll be Asian, maybe South Asian.
What about
Indian.
African?
Yeah, like I mean, they're black people. Yeah,
Oh, so you want to date black people?
yeah.
Right?
Isn't that-
Black?
well, no, I say West Indian because
What
I'm
about
West
African?
Indian. But it's
Okay,
okay, yeah,
so black.
well, yeah, right.
black.
Well, no, West Indian could be Indian, could be Jamaican, Chinese. Could
What
be,
about
you know what I mean?
African?
Yeah, but
Say-
that's
then I
it.
say
Yes.
West Indians.
Yeah.
That's
Like
Thailand.
sometimes.
Yeah.
No, but African is
No,
not.
African
They're
not,
not
but I
West
will.
Indian.
They're not West Indian.
They're not.
But you
They're
would
not.
date
But
African
African with
I
West
would date
Indian?
an African woman.
Is that
I've
with
dated
West
South.
Indian?
I've dated two Ethiopians. I dated one South African.
Okay.
That says a lot. When
What?
people say they've dated Africans, listen, I always like to see, and I like that you say that when people are predominantly attracted to West Indians,
Yeah.
because that's what they're. I'm always interested when they say African, how far they push it with African. So when it comes to Africa, it's interesting. And listen, I have amazing close friends who are Ethiopian, like, and so, because they have a touch of mix in them, right? When you say South African, how because there's white South Africans,
Yeah,
and
but-
there's South Africa is one major
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
Yeah.
that separates colorism and the
Right.
highest defense.
Yeah.
So as an African woman, I don't.
Oh, I thought you were West
I-
Indian. Wow. I thought you were.
I mean,
West
it's
Indian.
fine, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that
I
you were
really did,
honest.
yeah.
I'm actually so happy that you didn't know I was
Yeah.
that.
She's from
And-
Kenya.
But
Okay.
listen, no,
Born and
and,
raised.
but here's the thing: like, I'm in Jamaica 7 times a year. Listen,
Yeah.
I've like
So you're
I've only
Jamaican.
dated like one African. So
Yeah.
this is not with any type
Yeah.
of like. I have no bias. I have no like idea. I just always find it interesting when people say African, because and South Africans to me, and I always challenge anyone that claims they're South African because it's predominantly white right now, and there's a lot of mixes, and the colorism effect is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's really.
But
And
that's
it's
in
a
West
realer.
Indies too,
No,
though.
no.
Okay.
It doesn't make I'm close, but I can't deny. I will never deny the West Indian colorism too, because I
Yeah.
have a lot of friends and we
Yeah,
have that
it's
conversation.
still the same.
But when people say African and they consider South African, I'm almost on the fence because I actually know Black South Africans in Soweto, Zimbabwe, or Mozambique
Yeah.
that will never have the same status as Cape Towners
Right.
or Joburg
Right.
or certain places in South Africa. So I'm very sensitive to that topic when
Yeah.
you say South Africa. I didn't mean to get deep. I just
Yeah.
want to know when you say South African, where is she from exactly? In South
Well, you
Africa?
know what? That's the thing is. I said I actually dated two South Africans.
Yeah, where were they
One
from?
was black
Yeah,
and from Johannesburg,
yeah.
and one was she was mixed. She was half and half, right? So, but you have to understand something about my psyche.
Yeah,
I was pro Jamaican.
yeah.
Like, I don't care.
What
it was
is,
like what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's because like us going to fets and stuff
And
like that.
also culture.
Yeah, no,
and
but it wasn't.
music.
No, I didn't think I didn't love I didn't love soca. I didn't love nothing of that. I'm a total convert because of a statement that was said. I read a statement that said, "It doesn't matter whether you're from Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Haiti, Venezuela, Trinidad. You're one boat stop away from being each other, and we all came from Africa.
yeah.
We're trained in North America." When you think about vacation, we think, oh, let's go to West Indies, let's go anywhere
Yeah.
else but Africa,
Yeah.
right? But when I read that statement, it changed my mind, my whole psyche. I sat there and went, these are my people. And then when I thought about it, we all come from Africa. It's like we are trained not to love Africa. To we're thinking, that African booty chucker that is flies all over them. That's what we think Africa is. But when you start looking at Africa, like Nigeria, where it's like there's 700 million people in one city. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. But you're seeing mansions, and you're seeing in Ethiopia where you think, like, what I said. Until I started dating an Ethiopian and Eritrean, you're thinking that they're in the desert with all the flies all over them. When you see like Eritrea and what Ethiopia really looks like, how beautiful it is,
rich,
right?
That was so intentional, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So
I emancipated my mind from that. Like I just totally liberated my mind and said, you know what, bun that. Yeah. Now it's about culture and people.
Yeah.
So you know what, that was a personal journey, right? Yeah. That I took on. So. Yeah, so for me, it's anything but. I'm not going to end up with a white person. I'm not prejudiced against white people, right?
It's this is
my preference, right?
This is what
what's the sense?
Yeah.
When I'm going to date somebody, if I'm not attracted to you or you're not in my preference, right? Then why am I going to date you?
Yeah, nothing relatable.
Right.
And you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I like how he broke down like so many different factors because like I think that what I wanted to get out of Kinetic today was just like this complaint of like, especially in Toronto, like everybody just like crying like, yo, niggas ain't shit, sorry, men ain't shit, or like women being like, or
women are asking for too much,
or like men being like, I can't stand this woman. Oh, cough a little bit, and she's already cutting you off. Like, so there's this. Exactly. So everybody has accepted that we can't stand each other. Where are we gonna find the medium? And I'm so happy how you broke that down. It's just like, yo, just like, I just like how you broke everything down. So
well, you know what?
People like,
to expand on that, what it really comes down to is this: is that what we need to do. The biggest thing that we need to do is manage our expectations, our preferences. Once you take your ego out of, there's two things you take your ego out of: love and money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your ego out of love and money.
Just for 2 seconds.
Right?
Yeah.
Not even 2 seconds.
Like all the way.
Take your ego out of love and money. Right?
That's hard though.
It is though.
Hard.
It is.
Hard.
But see, if you think about it, that is what is keeping us single.
Yeah.
So when women, if you as a woman, right? If you as a woman says, never say I don't need a man.
Yeah.
Never say I don't need it. I have my own money.
Okay,
I have my own car. Right.
I will always need a man.
Why?
I
don't believe in that. I don't. Need
I don't believe that.
I really don't.
Y'all say it until you argue and that ego comes in.
I don't.
Then y'all are
No, I don't need a man.
Right.
I really don't need
I want a man.
And you're right.
I would love to have a man.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I would love to.
But like,
until you get into an argument where you're put in a position where you say, I don't need a man. And then eventually that man's going to be, it comes out once you say it.
Yeah.
Once you say it once,
it
will always come out.
Yeah, no, but I've never. That's not like the issue why we break up. Like it's never over.
It's never that.
You're not, you're not doing your role. Like you're not playing your role. You're not playing your part. It's more so like you're fucking up basically. Doing shit that like immature shit. It's always immaturity that
you don't want to step up.
But remember, I said if we manage our expectations and our preferences, and take your ego out of love and money, what problems do you have? Now you're only going to be dealing with solutions. This is what I've learned late.
I've
learned this late.
There's still a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But okay. So
most of the problems
but
let's
say it though.
I have to agree with you. Like honestly, on the transparency side, we focus mainly on how you're gonna love me and how I'm gonna love you and what you're gonna bring to the table. I'm gonna bring to the table. And I feel like if we just, just look at who we are as people and what our purpose is for a second and see how we can meet halfway. Because I feel like love and money actually is the reason why a lot of people.
But it's the ego management and the management.
Been like lack of communication.
But what if they communicate and you find out the communication and you're still happy with the love and money situation?
Found the what?
No, like if the communication is going right and all that stuff or whatever, right? Like and the love and money aspect, you really want to say like that does not.
But Kinetic was talking about removing ego from love and money, and I feel like that hasn't been. When I look at my experiences, it's been lack of communication.
But did you manage? Remember, there's 2 parts to that. There's 2 parts. You only did with 1 part. The other part was manage your expectation, your preferences.
Well, I feel like my expectations, and nobody's told me I'm wrong so far. I feel like my expectations are pretty reasonable.
Okay.
I expect honesty. I expect open communication, and I'm not just out here throwing expectations. I'm no, you go with the flow.
But see, that's just a minimum,
I'm
though.
providing the same thing,
Yeah.
but you'd be
Yeah.
surprised. There's a lot of people who are dishonest, and I'm just like super pro open, honest communication.
I have to agree.
That if I even sense a little bit
That
of the
energy,
opposite, it's like that's an
game
issue.
over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna use this, right? I'm gonna use this as a metaphor.
Yeah,
So
go for
essentially, what you're saying is,
Yeah.
I got my own house, my own car. Isn't that just another form of that?
Of ego?
Yeah.
No.
When you say if they don't live up to your expectation, which as I
Yeah.
said, manage your expectation, your preference.
Yeah.
You have a certain level of expectation,
Yeah.
and if they don't live up to that, now all of a sudden they're fucking up. Not that they're really fucking up.
Little
It's,
bit.
But
they're
then-
fucking up based
But
on
isn't
what.
it safe to say comfortably that you're fucking up if you're not communicating with your partner openly and honestly?
Okay, but what if that person you would need to earn that person's trust? What if they don't trust you?
Then that's something
That's
again.
a different-
Open communication. So
Yeah.
then say that.
But
tell me
sometimes-
that you don't openly you don't
Do you
honestly
think people are
trust
gonna
me
be
yet.
honest and then
that's
they
something-
don't trust you?
Yes,
Or sometimes
absolutely.
you find it the hard
Absolutely,
way. You
'cause
find
I
it the
would.
hard way. Yeah.
See, that's the problem with me with expectations. I think that's the single most important thing to touch on as to why I'm still single. Because my expectations is like people are gonna be as real and open as I am. I'm just so open and honest, and I expect
I think that's
that
your
in
expectation.
return.
I don't agree with that. People are
You
going to be
think-
as they only can be as, but doesn't mean they are
Can be as
going
what?
to be. They can only be as real as you are, but doesn't mean they really are going to be that way. That
Well,
was
my
yeah,
expectation is that you're honest.
but
period.
that's what I'm saying.
I think that's fair.
But at the end of the day, to what degree? This is the
Yeah,
point I'm saying.
to
You're,
100% agree. What
but
you
no,
want
but see,
though?
but
Right
that
away?
you are
Not
that
right
way.
away, not right
No, but I'm
away,
saying
but
you are that way,
communicate.
right?
What?
I'm not, and it's not an argument. What I'm trying to say to you is that
Yeah.
what I'm trying to allude to is this, or what I'm trying to communicate to you is this,
Yeah.
is that just because you have that expectation doesn't
Yeah.
mean I'm ready or I trust you enough to be that
Yeah.
way.
But then
Yes.
express
You have to
that you
provide.
don't trust
No,
enough.
but see, you
Why
have
not?
to provide a safe space. It's your job to provide me a safe space
Yeah.
to be able to communicate to you well.
Yes.
If right? And
However,
if
at
you
what
haven't
point-
learned to do that,
Yeah.
then you can't expect me to be open and honest with you as you would be.
But I am 100% confident in the fact that I'm open, honest, and providing a safe space at all times. At all times.
Do you-
free of judgment.
Yeah.
So whatever your truth is your truth. I'm fully accepting of that.
You'll
'Cause
just
that's
make a decision when
a
to step
fact.
out or
it's
step
a matter
in.
of fact. Yeah, exactly. So it's like in that sense, you can openly communicate. Of course, I'm still gonna make my decisions based on your
Again,
open communication.
the based on
But it's
my
like-
comfortability level. You're
Yeah.
absolutely
So
right,
then you have
but
expectation.
you
All
have but
I'm
your
saying is
expectation, not
communication.
mine.
But all I'm saying
Yeah.
is communicate.
If I'm comfortable
I'm not-
enough, you're right. But if you're not comfortable enough,
Some
then
people
you're
are
wrong.
not. Yeah, some
Yeah.
people
That's
are
what
not
I'm
comfortable.
saying.
Right.
So if
That's
you're
the
not
problem.
comfortable communicating with me, I don't want it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And then hold on, but I'm going to show you where your error is. Right here's where
Where?
your error is, and there's no other way but to say error.
Yeah.
Then I'm out. If you
Why?
no, hold on. That's what I'm saying. So you haven't provided me a safe space.
I did. but
No,
you chose
no. If you just think
not
about it,
to. Mm-hmm.
if you think about what you just said to me, right? If I don't live up to your expectation,
Yeah.
I am out.
No, oh,
You
I thought you
haven't-
were saying that's
yeah.
the thing. So here's the thing. For me, there's a safe space.
Yeah.
You're openly able to communicate honestly.
Mm-hmm.
However, in your open communication, I might identify this is not for me, but I'm not shunning you. I'm not saying I want nothing to do with you.
Would
You
the
may
guy
not
know?
be somebody
You think- you-
absolutely
you
like
tell
I
the
said.
guy?
But then
I
that's
am
when
so
dishonesty
open, I will
comes
tell you
in.
exactly
Yeah.
what I'm thinking and feeling.
But that's where
That's what
dishonesty,
I
because you know
want.
what? But you got to remember, now we have to deal with emotions and feelings.
What?
I have an attachment with you. I have a rapport with you.
And
now
I
I have
wanna
a connection with you.
communicate that. I
Hold
just
on.
wanna communicate,
But what I'm
that's
trying to say
all.
is that I don't want to let you go. But if I don't do this, or if I'm wrong, like if I'm not
Yeah.
opening, then you're out. Then I'm gonna front because I want to keep you in my life.
Yeah, but then that's just selfish way of thinking.
No.
But
And
no,
then that's
but
the
that- but
problem
this is
because
real
it's not
way.
open, but it's not open and honest.
No.
But that's my
Because
point.
you're
But
doing things that
again,
serve
have you
your
provided
agenda.
it? But have you exactly? But have you provided me a safe space? If a safe
talk
space
about
is
it, yeah.
no matter what
To
it is,
learn or
we're
even
gonna work
grow.
through it.
Yeah, you have to let it.
So
Or even
here's the
grow
thing.
together.
Here's the thing. Your idea of safe space and my idea of safe space is different. I just sense that because I'm saying safe space. I'm open to listening and talking about, but through what you're sharing with me, I may not want to pursue a relationship with you, which is my prerogative. I'm not going to shun you, right? But you may not be the one for me. based on things,
Again,
right?
but see, if it's 1 week or 2 days, 3 days,
Yeah.
and you say that to me, bye.
Yeah.
But
How long would you wait
if we're
to
2
like,
months,
let
3
go?
months, 4 months,
Yeah.
now we have a connection.
Yeah.
And you know what? So now
Timeline.
Yeah, it's
makes
like,
a
you know what?
difference.
It depends on what it is. That's the thing. Like, safe space to me is like openness to communicate without clear judgment and like shunning the person.
But
right?
see, that's the problem with
What?
I'm gonna say with black people, right? Problem is that men are trained to be a certain way. We're not supposed to be able to. Shut up, man. Making me laugh. No, cut.
No. This is a good. I feel
Yeah.
like this is like a good way to conclude.
Right? So I'm saying, right, is that men are not allowed to express our feelings. We are supposed to be a certain way. Women are allowed to express their feelings. We're allowed to be a certain way. Now, for me to be vulnerable to you means that I need to down my manhood, right? Now, if I have to put down my manhood or I have to lower my manhood expectations that you have, now are you going to rise to that occasion and allow me to have a safe space?
Absolutely.
But here's
A
the
lot
thing
of
is,
women don't though.
again,
I can see
how
why
long?
a lot of women don't do that.
I could do it. Could it be an instant or is it a safe space period? And because we don't have a safe,
Yes.
having that safe space period,
Yeah.
now
I think
deals
you're one of the
with.
few women that allows that.
No, but Karina, I remember we talked about this on a previous episode, Kinetic. And Karina, you said that you love and appreciate when a man can be vulnerable. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I really
How
do
long?
For how long you can be vulnerable forever, because that's a beautiful thing. For you to be comfortable and confident enough to be vulnerable is really like.
I mean,
now does
you
that
can't
mean
be
you
a
can
soft
cry?
thing.
Exactly. Now let's not take it to an
Yeah.
extreme and think you can be crying every day because somebody was arguing with you on the road when you're on the highway. They're honking your horn. Like, come on, like there's levels. Obviously, you can be
that's a
vulnerable as a
problem.
man,
That's
but you
a
can't be
problem.
fucking crying
I
because someone
want
honked your
level.
horn at you on the
Guys,
highway.
Y'all are
Like,
killing me right
It's
now.
gonna spiral on because I could touch on the emotional part when it comes to men because we are saying we're allowing safe spaces, but to what extent has anyone figured that out?
Right.
When can you cry? When can you cry? There's levels to emotions, and I think we all just need to talk about it when we start relationships. And I like your challenge because it's like I could do that, but understand that I might have to tone down my manhood to an extent to cater to you a little bit and go back and forth. And I'm just letting you know that I may be just adapting to the relationship. You as a woman, or me as a woman, or any woman will also have to adapt to that man's and this is what relationships is about.
Yeah.
We could all have our standards. We could all be honest. We could all keep it 100. We could all hold down a man, but our love languages are so different, and that's just a fact. And it's not that when a man is not 100%, it's not that they're trying to lie. They're also just trying to match the energy at the moment and find the right opportunity when they could come in and be themselves. Because it's gonna take a point where they're either gonna be resentful, even if they're lying. They're gonna be resentful because it will show. If they're honest or too honest and they don't receive the same energy all the time, they will be resentful. And believe it or not, it's either gonna come in an argument or terrible sex. And at one day, you're all gonna talk about
How
it.
does it correlate? I
I
got
feel
you.
like it's just exhausting to lie.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You
And
feel like
but
that?
to you
No,
it
but
is.
do you feel like that?
Yeah.
I do, but what I'm trying to do
Twice
is
to me it is. I feel like generally speaking, to lie is fucking exhausting.
Oh, I think it's very. I'm not tolerating that.
exhausting.
This is why I'm single because I wouldn't take a lie. Oh, I agree with you 100%. I think what's messed up is that we all could agree that like there's just so many levels to communication. There's so many levels to emotions. I am that person. I'm okay if you're a vulnerable man, but I'm working on it. If you cry all the time, I'm gonna have to figure it
You
out.
cry all the time.
Lord.
But I think man,
I'm working
woman,
on
whoever
that.
you are, if you're crying all the time,
Or like even me as
You're
a woman.
depressed.
wrong.
Even
Yeah,
me as a-
there's something
even
wrong.
me as a woman crying
No,
all
but
the time.
look.
But we all have to figure out where we're gonna get outside help as well.
Yes.
In our emotions.
But see-
Let's not forget about the therapist out here.
Or
But
like
you see,
come
but that's
back
another
to-
problem, though. I was just about to touch on that, right?
Yeah.
In the black community, it's not
trying
okay
to
to talk to
conclude.
somebody. White people do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
They have
We talked
therapists.
about that on a previous
Black
episode.
people, it's okay for us,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
takeaway should be, I think,
Yeah.
right, from a man to woman perspective, me communicating to you guys,
Yeah.
is this: if you're single,
Yeah.
take your ego and you're and out of love, money, and preference.
All right.
Love,
Okay.
money, and preference.
Yeah.
Though. Okay.
Damn.
Love, money.
Allow love
You
to
know,
find
I'm
you.
open to that. I'm
Okay.
open to
Right?
that.
Yeah, but what does that look like? Like,
Yeah,
what
what
do you
do you
mean?
mean by
Let's
love?
unpack it. We can unpack it, but I don't know how much time we have, right?
I mean, you know what? I think we should conclude this because I
We
want.
gotta come back. There's
I
a
want to
whole other
like
topic.
save it. There will definitely be a part
Part
two
two.
because I enjoy your point of view and perspective.
know.
Thank you.
Because you're not
Yeah.
tied to the old ways of love. You're not tied to the
Yeah.
new ways of love. You are so
Yeah.
unbiased.
Yeah.
You are so fucking transparent. And I love it.
Thank you.
For that reason, I want you back because we're going to unpack this love and hate relationship, especially in Toronto.
Yeah.
And everybody trying to find out a different state to find a man or a different state to find a woman. Because why don't we just focus on what we're going to work on? And I love how you bring in so many different points of view. So with that said, we're going to lock this up.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go to our Instagram, follow us at 3way with NGK. The link in our bio will take you to all of the podcast platforms. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Until
Got
next
it.
time.
Till next time. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.